My name is Andrew Katz. I teach in the English department at Dawson College. I will be teaching in the humanities department eventually here as well. I did my master's degree in English and creative writing at Concordia, and before that I did a medical degree at McGill. I saw myself being a small-town doctor. I saw myself having a family very much like the family that I grew up with. I saw myself having like a wife, 4 kids, working maybe part-time as a doctor, part-time as a writer. My dad was a doctor, and my mom was a nurse, and I was also the oldest of 4 kids, so I was very responsible, and I guess helping people and being responsible, that idea sort of fit well with medicine. So medicine seemed like a natural fit. I thought a lot about it before I started applying to medical school. I asked myself, is this what I really want to do, or am I just doing what my dad and my mom did? And I thought, after thinking about it carefully, that this is what I wanted to do, so I did it. I graduated from medical school. I wrote my exams, but I didn't like it. It wasn't the job for me. And I knew that fairly early on. About even the first year of medical school, I felt a little bit like I was on the outside looking in. Everybody seemed really excited to get their stethoscopes and their little things that look in people's ears and their little lights that shine in their throat, and I wasn't that excited about it. I remember we would have cases that would come in that everybody would be really excited that we had diagnosed and solved, and I wasn't that excited about it. So that was kind of a sign to me that this wasn't the right career for me. I finished it just in case I ever wanted to go back, but as soon as I graduated, I went to do a master's degree at Concordia in English and creative writing. Writing always interested me. Even before, writing was a more natural interest, and not only writing but English literature was something that was a very personal, natural interest from a very young age. I used to listen to records and act out the stories, and I would get absorbed in books for like hours and hours and hours. I always had a book with me. I used to love characters. I started writing in elementary school. So that was part of me earlier than medicine. Medicine, when I look at it now, is sort of like a very long detour to get back to something that I liked. I worked at McDonald's for a year when I was 15. I worked as a lifeguard for a few years, indoors and outdoors. When I was a little bit older in university, I got a job, some grants to do research on the history of medicine. So I wrote a few research papers. Every single job I did, including medicine, which I did have to work in medical school. At some point, you're not just studying textbooks, but you're seeing patients. Any kind of work is a good experience because it makes you have to interact with people. It forces you to get to know yourself. It puts you in situations where you're a little bit uncomfortable and you have to maybe not want to do something, but you have to kind of rise to the occasion. And so all my previous jobs have taught me something about how to interact with people, how to get along with people, how to do things you don't always want to do, how to find what you do like about the job and do something, make something meaningful out of it. I did feel like I was learning in spite of the education system, not because of it. I did have some amazing teachers. One amazing teacher in high school for English, and a couple of other teachers in the sciences and chemistry in high school, mostly high school teachers who were amazing. And what they gave me was a sense of passion, a sense of curiosity. They shared their sense of passion and curiosity for a subject. That made me excited about learning. It made me excited to know things, to discover things. And that is probably the most useful thing you can have in any job. To be curious, to be excited to learn, to be excited to do things. If you have that, then you have something that's much more likely to help you succeed than if you're just good at sort of following what you're told. That doesn't lead to success. Although it might lead to success in school, it doesn't really lead to success in life. So if I could go back to being 18, I would try to know less, be less concerned about being certain about stuff, and I would try to experience more. I would be less concerned with trying to nail everything down and have a clear path and a clear direction and know who I am and know where I'm going in absolutely clear terms, and I would be more focused on just trying things, discovering things, opening my eyes to things that I hadn't thought about or seen before. I might have ended up in a different place. I might have ended up in a university. Maybe if I'd gotten into English sooner, I might have wound up, doing a PhD and teaching in a university. But I suspect I would have wound up teaching somewhere along the line. Teaching and writing probably would have been something that happened no matter what. Teaching now is very satisfying because it gives me a chance, an excuse to read stuff I want to read, to research stuff I want to research, to think about issues that I care about in my private life, like characters and writing. So that works out really well.